The Sun Belt Conference presents college baseball on ESPN, and we welcome you to Hattiesburg, Mississippi, inside Pete Taylor Park, where the 12th-ranked Southern Miss Golden Eagles are playing host to the Monroe Warhawks out of the Sun Belt Conference through a three-game weekend series. It's a doubleheader today as they were rained out last night in the Pine Belt region. We welcome you inside our broadcast booth. I'm Jason Baker alongside my color analyst, Chris Kirtland. And Kurt, what a matchup we've got this weekend. One of the best hitting clubs in the Sun Belt Conference, and Louisiana Monroe's in town.
That's right. This is a team that's put up a ton of runs this season in 2026. Likes to hit the long ball, likes to hit the double in the gaps, and has been doing a lot of scoring. And as we'll see this weekend, they look to continue to do the same.
Yeah, you see that tied for first with the doubles. They once had 9 doubles in a game in a win over Texas State this season. To counteract that, it's going to be one of the best pitching staffs in this league in the Southern Miss Golden Eagles.
Yeah, in the Warhawk dugout, you got a high offensive group, but in the Southern Miss dugout, you got a team that's been winning their games on the pitcher's mound. You can see the rankings here in Sun Belt Conference play and throughout the country. This is one of the best pitching staffs numbers-wise on paper.
Yeah, and Kirtland mentions that defense. It's the best in the league playing behind this pitching staff. Good pitching and defense for the homestanding club and the Golden Eagles. It's offense for the Warhawks. We'll talk more about it as we continue on. It'll be the batting order for Louisiana Monroe when we return. Is that Warhawks batting order for Fort Pemberton's ball club. Cade DuPont, you don't see many leading hitters down in the 6-hole, but that's where he's at tonight.
Yeah, Cade DuPont, a guy that's only struck out 12 times all season. He has 22 hit by pitches, which is 9th in the country. He matches that with another 19 walks. On base percentage is high. He's a guy that gets on base and likes to hit. Batting down there in the 6-hole today for this ULM lineup.
Interesting approaches all throughout this batting order. More on that on the weekend. Grayden Harris, the southpaw on the bump, the sophomore. He has been elite this year, Kirtland.
You know, to come out here as a freshman and have 7 wins under your belt, playing for a top 10 team in the country for the majority of the year, out here for his 12th start this season, been that Friday night arm that Southern Miss has needed.
Yeah, you see the 73 punch-outs as well, 4th best in the Sun Belt. It'll be a new defense behind him because Ty Long is at third base. Nothing wrong with Dre Barrett. He's coming back from a hamstring injury. They're just giving it time. Ty Long's in the lineup today.
Yeah, get Dre Barrett in the DH position so there's less wear and tear on that hamstring. Ty Long's a guy who can play any position on the field, getting out there and playing third base today.
There you see Davis Gillespie. He's been dynamite out in left field for the Southern Miss Golden Eagles this season. It's a defense currently best in the league, 981 fielding percentage. That is a good recipe when you want to win with pitching like Christian Ostrander does. What a brilliant day for baseball. Sunny skies, the rain out of here. We might as well play 2 as Grayden Harris begins. 92-mile-per-hour heater fouled back and out of play, and we're underway in Hattiesburg, Mississippi this afternoon.
That's right. You'll see an aggressive ball club offensively from ULM, trying to chase fastballs, trying to get the ball on the plate to the middle of their zone. And on the flip side, you'll see Grayden Harris filling up the strike zone with a lot of fastballs, 92 to 94 range. He'll also show a breaking pitch and a changeup as well. But he typically has a heavy dose of the fastball.
Yeah, Garrett Weethorn chops it. Ty Long to his left. Oh, what a way to start. The baseball will find you when you're the new man on defense, and it does here for the first out.
Yeah, just a ball player right there who doesn't necessarily always know when his name's going to be called. You get a start at third base for the first time in a while, show some great range to the 6-hole, to the glove side, a little halfway pop-up slide and a strong throw across the diamond for the first out of this ball game.
Remember, Ty Long arrived here as a two-way player, also a shortstop. He won the job through the fall and the early spring. The job was then won by Seth Smith, who has been a more consistent hitter, but there's been nothing wrong with the glove of Ty Long. What a play to begin this ball game. That's got to amp you up if you're Grayden Harris as well.
Yeah, you get some plus defense over there. Those are two shortstops playing the left side of the infield for Southern Miss here today. Something you'll find is with that third base position with a guy like Ty Long there, he'll be able to play a lot deeper. You'll see him back up towards left field right now. He'll be able to play a lot deeper in his positioning. Of course, Dre Barrett also has a great arm.
Absolutely.
Two great defenders at third base.
Yeah, Barrett's in the lineup. He's the DH for the first time in his life, he told me today. Davis Gillespie sees a fly ball to left. He'll make the catch in the gap, 2 away.
Yeah, you get, Dre Barrett has the opportunity to maybe just concentrate on hitting today. You never know how that'll factor in as far as influencing your offensive approach or just how you feel in general. And then you got Ty Long playing a different position today, too. Sometimes in this tricky mental game of baseball, it's kind of cool to see the game from different angles.
100%. More on the Ty Long ability to play in the field as Bryce Blazer. They are attacking an early fastball production from Grayden Harris. You mentioned it already, Kirtland. He tends to be high percentage heater early in these games to really get kind of juiced up, if you will. Then he starts breaking out all the tricks and the toys and everything as he works that second time through.
Yeah, and that's what's so impressive about Grayden Harris's repertoire is that his fastball just survives. It's really good. He just threw one that ran about 20 inches off the outside part of the plate to the left-handed hitting Blazer here, and that fastball just survives and just keeps playing, so he can throw a ton of them. It's really hard to pick up out of his hand and the angle in which he releases that pitch, so he's able to throw a ton of fastballs and guys can't time him up.
Well, and remember, too, he's typically a Friday night starter as Harris. The Friday night ball game was rained out last night. They made an early decision on Thursday afternoon to bang it, to put it to a doubleheader today. Grayden Harris spins the slider off the dish. Good location for that pitch, down and away to Bryce Blazer, the everyday left fielder for this club. 3-hole hitter. Ground ball out and a fly out to begin the 2-2. Elevated fastball out of the zone from Harris.
Yeah, if you're Harris, you got an extra day of rest, right? And your body might feel even better than it would have last night. He's been running the ball up to 93s and touched some 94s so far today.
That's up and in. Blazer takes his walk on the full count pitch, and a Warhawk base runner is aboard for the first time. Blazer is a guy notable, 17 of 18 in the stolen base department. This is a ball club in the Warhawks that have stolen 70 of 86 stolen base attempts on the year. So if you put him on first, the numbers tell you might as well put him on second. We'll see. Harris possesses a great move that he has deployed several times this season.
Yeah, you'll watch Harris. He's a guy, as a left-handed pitcher, gets to keep his eye on the base lead, the base runner's lead at first base there. He can utilize a quick step-off snap throw to first base, and he can also use the traditional leg lift pick-off to first base. As a base runner, if you're trying to steal and get to second off of a left-handed pitcher, typically you pick one to get on first move, which means as soon as Grayden Harris's right leg lifts, you go ahead and try to take off and get to second base. Whether he picks to first base or not is irrelevant. You're going to put your head down and run.
Jake Haggard is the batter, cleanup hitter, hitting .310. It's a Warhawk ball club that comes in hitting .299. There you see a quick move from Grayden Harris. That's not his best move.
That snap throw by the left-handed pitcher is typically utilized once that base runner is starting to take another step towards second base to try to tie him up a little bit. More of a timing play.
Harris is paying attention to Blazer. Grayden will make the good move over to first. Blazer is back in. This is a Warhawk ball club not afraid to get off to fast starts. They scored 16 runs on Tuesday through 4 innings against Louisiana Tech. 6 of those 16 came in the first inning. This is back up the middle and out into center field. It's a base knock. First of the afternoon for Louisiana Monroe, and Haggard is aboard to put 2 runners on and give Marcus Aranda, their designated hitter, an opportunity.
Yeah, you mentioned the score on Tuesday against Louisiana Tech for this ULM club. That's 2 midweek matchups against Louisiana Tech. Scored almost about 30 runs between the 2 games against their crosstown rival and future Sun Belt Conference member as well.
They went ahead and decided to pour a little salt in the wound to get that rivalry back started. Not that it needed any encouragement, as the La Tech Bulldogs will join this conference next season. Marcus Aranda is the batter, leading power hitter for the ball club. 11 home runs on the season, 45 RBIs, hitting .280 at the moment. Aranda sees a fastball outside, so Harris got the nice defensive play by Long, a fly ball out to left field, but then a 2-out walk and now a 2-out base knock by Jake Haggard as a runner in scoring position for the Warhawks here at the top of the first. Good pitch from Grayden Harris, called a strike from our home plate umpire Charles Busey. Southpaw sophomore fires. Aranda puts it out in the right field. This is Higdon, the right fielder there. He'll make the catch. Warhawks will strand 2 on the path. We'll get you that Golden Eagle batting order when we return to Hattiesburg. In this Golden Eagle batting order, let's point you to that 3-hole Kyle Morrison 6-game hitting streak. What a year he's having.
That's right. To come into the transfer portal from the University of South Alabama, get plugged into this lineup and knock out 13 homers to this point in the season, along with 10 doubles, batting .329. Quite an impressive 3-hole hitter here in this Golden Eagle lineup.
They hit just 9 homers a year ago for South Alabama. On the bump today, Adam Bronax. Bronax is a freshman Friday night starter, 10th start of the season. You see what he's done. He can last, Kirtland, deep into these ball games.
Yeah, he's a guy that Coach Ford Pemberton, has been excited to see him get this experience as a freshman, a guy he hopes to try to get definitely 2 times through the lineup, try to get into that 3rd time around. He's got 50 strikeouts over those 15 walks.
Bryce Blazer, the left fielder, he has been there every single ball game this season. Plug and play. Already saw him with a 2-out walk in the top of the first inning as well for this Warhawks ball club that comes in sitting 24 over 21, 10 and 11 in Sun Belt Conference play, as Seth Smith will lead it off. The everyday leadoff hitter for this Golden Eagle order. Christian Ostrander has sort of settled in to 1 through 8 in this batting order for the last month or so. Dre Barrett's returning after missing Tuesday night against Tulane. Barrett sitting in the 6th hole today of that Golden Eagle batting order. Bronax quickly begins 0-2 to Seth Smith. Fastball leaves the zone at 91.
Yeah, Southern Miss's offense certainly was searching for that leadoff hitter through the first part of the season. Seth Smith has been a great candidate for that role and won the position really over this last month. On the season, Seth Smith's hitting .320. He's been a real table setter for this group. He's been able to handle left-handed pitching as well and really has settled in at the shortstop position in the leadoff role for the club.
Yeah, you mentioned that left-handed average against lefties, .375. He's .294 against righties. Bronax gets the strikeout. For the Warhawks, there's 1 away.
Yeah, we expect to see a lot of fastballs out of Bronax. The book about this freshman is that he's tough, he's hard-nosed. He'll go right at these hitters with this fastball, especially early in the ball game.
Joey Urban, the senior out of Jupiter, Florida, 2-hole hitter, hitting .310 on this ball club for Southern Miss. Sees a pitch up and in from Bronax. He went solo home run in the first inning on Tuesday night against Tulane opposite field. There is a steady north breeze today. The long ball will be hard to come by. You'll earn it if you hit one out of here today. As Urban gets it to 2 balls, no strikes. There you see the flags flying here in Hattiesburg, Mississippi. That front out of this region now. Going to be dry the rest of the weekend. Urban skies one out to right field. Wheathorn, the right fielder, fighting a bit of the sun, finds it and makes the catch 2 away.
Yeah, I'm encouraged to see both teams, especially today with the way that the wind is blowing and the way that the ball's flying. You're going to have to get on top of some pitches. You're going to have to drive the baseball gap to gap. Hitting that baseball up into the air and getting it out of the yard is going to be a lot tougher on a day like today. I think left-handed hitters can get it out to right field. I just think the ball's not going to be flying as much as it typically would on a warm day out to left field.
Change up to begin to Kyle Morrison. That one leaks outside for a ball. Morrison, the senior out of Wetumpka, Alabama, leading this club with a .329 average, finds the heater at the top part through it, and it's a ball and a strike.
Just good four-seam fastballs with ride for Bronax here early in the ball game.
Freshman fires, Morrison gets a piece, fouls it back. Now to go to a ball and 2 strikes. Warhawks left 2 in the top of the first after getting a 2-out walk and a 2-out base hit from Haggard. The Eagles down in order to begin the bottom of the first. The 1-2's on its way. Back foot cutter, and that one misses down and in, 2-2. Bronax fires, Morrison gets a piece once more. That was up to 94 from Adam Bronax. Bronax, 2 of the last 3 starts, he's not walked a batter. He had walked at least 1 for 8 straight, puts him down in order. What a change up from Bronax, fools Kyle Morrison. Down in order go the Golden Eagles. No score after 1. 76 meeting all time between these 2 institutions. It's been dominated of late by the Golden Eagles, 9-1 in the last 10. But you know what? Don't tell Ford Pemberton's ball club anything. They were picked dead last in the preseason poll. He's got them battling right in the thick of things in the Sun Belt Conference.
Yeah, right there on the cusp of getting to the postseason tournament for Sun Belt play.
Yeah.
Right there at nearly 500 in league play with this series and 2 more after. A lot of baseball left in Sun Belt play for this Warhawks club.
No doubt the 12th ranked Golden Eagles sitting right now currently in 2nd place in the Sun Belt Conference, 4 games behind Coastal Carolina, who just doesn't seem to want to come back to the field whatsoever. Cade DuPont, leading hitter for the Warhawks, digs in a .360 hitter. He'll see the fastball inside from Grayden Harris to begin the top of 2. You mentioned just the 12 strikeouts. Rips this past Ty Long. He was waiting on a heater and found it. DuPont's going to take an extra base. It's a double all the way for Cade DuPont to begin here in the 2nd inning.
Yeah, a ball that was pulled through the 6th hole and gets all the way to the left field corner. You can see a ground ball right off the bat through the 6th hole all the way to the left field corner for a double. It's about all you can do if you're Davis Gillespie. Great job by DuPont getting to 2nd base on a ground ball through the 6th hole.
106 off his barrel. That was scorched by DuPont. And here's Sutton Lewis, the second baseman, hitting .293 for Monroe. You see slider to begin the at-bat from Grayden Harris, low for a ball. You can certainly tell they are hunting the heater of Grayden Harris. They were attacking it early in the first inning. DuPont found one from Harris he could handle, got the double to lead off the second inning. That's a good fastball. Low location by Harris for a strike.
Yeah, it's no secret that Grayden Harris is going to come at you with his fastball. He's been very successful with it so far this season. And this is the kind of day where you can dare a hitter to try to hit it as far as he can. The ballpark's going to play really big. It's a great job by Cade DuPont to be able to drive the baseball on the ground. It's going to take some line drives. It's going to take some ground balls through some holes to score some runs on a day like today.
2-1 fastball. You can hear Harris put a little something behind it as he misses up and wide. 3 balls and a strike. Lewis is in his 11th start as Sutton Lewis. Hitting .293. He's got 12 hits across 41 ABs as he enters this at-bat. Takes a walk here. With first base open, puts runners at first and second. Nobody out for Monroe.
Just kind of sprayed the fastball some there up and away. There's a base open. It's not a whole lot of harm done. Just a quick conversation by Tucker Stockman saying, hey, we sprayed some there and got it, lost a couple fastballs up and away. Let's try to get our timing back with extension so you can fight to the bottom of the zone like you did earlier in that bat against Sutton Lewis. Get another ground ball and try to get 2 for 1.
Davis Mosey, the senior center fielder, 8-hole hitter for this ULM lineup. Right-handed hitting, showing bunt here, and it goes out of Tucker Stockman's mitt for a ball. Eight of their 9 right-handed batters today. You see Tucker Stockman, those words of encouragement to his sophomore lefty and Grayden Harris. Warhawks wanting to sacrifice him over. And Christian Ostrander is feeling it's good time for a mound visit as Grayden Harris, as you kind of alluded to, Kirtland, has sort of lost the feel for the fastball all of a sudden. What do you think's going through the mind of Christian Ostrander, the words that he's poured into Grayden Harris at the moment?
Yeah, I think one of the things being mentioned is, hey, they're going to try to give you an out right here if they keep squaring around. You're pitching to the 8 and the 9-hole here. There's no reason to be behind 2-0. Let's challenge the strike zone. Let's make a hitter beat us instead of beating ourselves.
Mosey does have 3 sacrifices on the season, second most on this team. Fastball from Harris, that misses up. It's 3 balls, no strikes. One thing you don't want to do here if you're Harris is put a man on via free pass. Grayden works that middle, and that one finds the zone. Push foul. Harris's work back the count to full. 3 balls, 2 strikes. It's sort of an early moment here for Grayden Harris. A visit from Tucker Stockman, a mound visit as well from Christian Ostrander. See what Harris chooses. Payoff pitch, fastball high, he lost him. Second walk surrendered by Harris. And the base is juice for the Warhawks here with nobody out. infield will pull corners in, middle infielders back there. You see the Golden Eagle defense alignment. Zach White swings at the first pitch from Harris, fouls it back. White, a .239 hitter, 9 doubles, 2 homers. Fastball 93 off the dish, evens his count. A ball and a strike for White. This is popped up just behind home plate. Tucker Stockman's giving it a look. Wind gonna help it get to the bleachers seating.
Yeah, that's one of those pop fly foul balls that stays in the ballpark on other days, but that wind just pushed it on into the stands.
Yeah, that wind is blowing currently basically just due in from left center field. That northerly breeze we've talked about has been pretty steady all afternoon. The 1-2 from Grayden Harris is on the way. Zach White got a piece, fouled it back. Stockman wore that one right off the chin piece of his mask.
Oh, that one's no fun at all. Reminds me of the umpire in the Alabama game here
last
recently.
night. Yeah, just got fouled off.
Knock you out.
It
catches you in the wrong spot.
That's right. Tucker says he's okay. The 1-2 pitch on the way. Ground ball. Smith quickly over to Morrison to throw over. Warhawks get a run. Eagles get 2 outs. 6-4-3, but an RBI for Zach White. ULM's taking an early 1-0 lead.
Yeah, just a big time double play ball there. Good job by Seth Smith, having to go to his arm side. It's a long feed from the shortstop position and a nice turn from Kyle Morrison, the player who had to transition from third base to second base, turning that double play from a long distance and getting the 2 outs that the Golden Eagles needed. Had to trade a run for it, though.
Pitcher's best friend. Beautiful pitch here from Grayden Harris. That might have been his cutter to begin to Garrett Weethorn. And Ford Pemberton will call time. He wants to have a talk with Weethorn here. Having a discussion of strategy is Pemberton. The runner on third, 2 outs. And your leadoff hitter aboard.
Very interesting how he wanted to call everybody in here together and discuss something. Sometimes, you know, it's a rhythm thing, and, you know, Grayden Harris has been off his typical rhythm so far this inning, and then he got the 2 outs, 2 quick ones. May have just been a bit of gamesmanship there by Coach Ford Pemberton.
Weethorn was robbed of extra bases by Ty Long to begin the ball game. Harris gets Weethorn with a sword-like swing. He's quickly ahead. No balls, 2 strikes. Harris breaks the slider out the back pocket. Down goes Weethorn. ULM gets a run. Golden Eagles avoid a disastrous start. They'll get the bats going when we come back. Pete Taylor Park, Hill Denson Field. Why play 1 with weather like this when you can play 2? That's what we're going to do and try to accomplish here this afternoon. This is game 1 of this 3-game set. They decided to bang last night, play a doubleheader this afternoon. It's putting on the pink weekend here at Pete Taylor Park. Your impressions of Adam Brodnax out of that first inning, Kirtland?
Yeah, definitely a guy that's running the fastball up to 92s and 4s. Throws that 4-seam fastball with some ride towards the top of the zone. Broke out a couple changeups to left-handed hitters that were really plus pitches, including the pitch that ended the first inning to Kyle Morrison. So he's not afraid to kind of show that changeup as well.
Gillespie fouls one straight back on the first pitch of this at bat to begin the bottom of the second. Gillespie, Russo, and Barrett in this order for Southern Miss. Broadnax set, he'll fire. Good cutter that Gillespie goes through, and it's quickly 0-2. Broadnax off a start a week ago, 3 1/3, 8 hits, 6 runs. Didn't walk anyone, struck out 1, gave up a double and a homer in a loss to JMU. He puts the cutter high to Gillespie. Broadnax ready, the 1-2. Gillespie handcuffed on a running 2-seamer. And down goes Gillespie, third punch out of the afternoon for Adam Broadnax.
There it is again, the elevated fastball. Broadnax just coming at these guys.
Matthew Russo will dig in. Russo sees a fastball 92 miles per hour to his knees. The senior out of Madisonville, Louisiana. Hard-hitting first baseman. That's hitting .287. 7 doubles, 9 homers, slices 1 foul. He's driven in 37 runs, stepped on home plate 32 times himself, 50 hits and 174 at-bats. .02 rolls this one over towards first base. Foul, will do it again, and no balls and 2 strikes. I think one telling number 2 out of that stat line of Matthew Russo, Kirtland, he has walked 18 times, but they also measure freebies by wearing a pitch. 14 times he's been hit by a pitch on this ball club. So that's a 32 to 36 strikeout to walk ratio. I think that's good because that ratio's been higher in years past.
That's correct. Usually power guys.
This is beat back up the middle. Micah Dean, the shortstop, slides over, makes the throw in time. 6-3 into the book. Down goes Russo. There's 2 away.
Yeah, Russo hit that ball pretty hard. Just kind of got hung up in the turf, didn't get through the infield fast enough to be a hit. But yeah, Jason, I think typically power guys, they typically have more strikeouts than freebies, than free passes to first base because they're up there swinging free. It's definitely I guess a high-level stat if you can keep your freebies to first base, whether it be a hit by pitch and walk combined there, to be even with your strikeouts throughout the year. That's what the best hitters do, the guys who hit for the highest average and have the highest on-base percentage. When a power guy does it, it's an impressive feat.
Can of corn out to right field. Garrett Wheathorn is there. He'll make the catch. 3 up, 3 down go the Golden Eagles. Once more, we press forward to the top of 3 at Pete Taylor Park. Those fellas don't live a bad life. That's the vintage treehouse of the right field roost. Those are also the guys that blow the horn here at Pete Taylor Park. If you don't know, you should know. Get here, take a game in. It is quite an experience, my man. So happy to be alongside of you on this gorgeous Saturday.
Excited to be back with you, Jason, after a hiatus. But I'm wondering, is there some engineering checks, some safety checks of that treehouse out there in right field?
Passed with flying colors through their inspection. Matter of fact, that treehouse has been moved from once during the pandemic, which was up near the center field wall. They're back in their usual perch. Those fellas are first class. I mean, that fully passes inspection.
Oh, yes. Some architecture to the highest degree out there.
100%. Micah Dean takes after a Grayden Harris fastball up and away.
If you're Christian Ostrander and Gunnar Leger, you're looking for Grayden Harris to get back out here and get on top of hitters and stay ahead of the count as the pitcher versus getting behind in the count as it happened a couple times last inning.
Good slider from Harris. He didn't get the call as it evens up, a ball and a strike. Dean is the 2-hole hitter, 2-3-4 ump for Louisiana Monroe. They had a bases loaded, nobody out, got 1 run in. Here's a seeing eye single back over the glove of Grayden Harris out into center field. And the Warhawks pick back up right where they left off last inning with base runners abounding on the bases.
Another hard ground ball, punched through the infield. You know, as guys have begun throwing harder off the pitcher's mound these days, the old ready position after you finish making that pitch is kind of a thing of the past. You don't see as many ground balls getting snagged by pitchers these days. That ball pretty close to Grayden Harris's glove to be a quick put out 1-3, but it ends up getting out to center field for a single.
You see that note on your score bug. It said 7 games with 4+ stolen bases on the year for Louisiana Monroe. Here's Bryce Blazer, the lone lefty in the order, hit and run. This is chopped over to Russo. They'll move the runner up to second base as Blazer's put out, unassisted by the first baseman, and so a runner in scoring position here with 1 out.
Yeah, you can kind of see that the hit and run is on right there, and fastball gets in. Of course, it jams Blazer right there, but what happens is that acted exactly like a sacrifice bunt would have, putting Dean out there in scoring position at second base for the middle of this Warhawk lineup.
Harris trying to find a backdoor slider. Jake Haggard sees it for a ball. Stockman having a little bit of trouble back behind the dish, hanging on to a couple of sliders from Grayden Harris. Grayden misses away again. That has sort of been the miss this afternoon. Harris was sharp as attack through the first 2 batters of the first inning, but a 2-out walk and a 2-out base knock. He wound up getting a fly ball and getting out of that first inning, but there's been traffic on the base pass ever since for ULM. The 2-0 pitch down and in, and Grayden Harris has fallen behind here, 3 balls and no strikes.
Yeah, it was kind of an interesting chain of events there for Grayden Harris. He almost got out of the first inning with 12 pitches thrown.
Correct.
When it was ball 4 on that 2-out walk. Extended just a little bit further, but then a lot of traffic there in the second.
3-0 pitch called strike, puts it to 3 balls and a strike. Jake Haggard thought it was ball 4. Grayden Harris rocks and fires. This is punched the other way, out in the right field. They're waving the runner. Higdon's throw. In time. What a throw from the right fielder.
Great throw from Ben Higdon from right field, and an even better job from Tucker Stockman to handle it and get the tag down. There was a little bit of distance to cover. Stockman had to come out and get it after the long hop. Made his way back with his glove, led with his glove, and nabbed the runner. You can see the distance he had to cover. The tag was made on the left arm. In real time, it looked like it was certainly an out, but you can kind of see how Dean's right hand kind of shifted into the plate there as well. There's no real evidence on that angle to say any different. In real time, it certainly looked like the tag was applied prior to Dean's right hand touching home plate. Just need a better angle to be able to say anything different for this review. Because,
well, for one thing, I don't know that you can see his hand elevated as it's coming into home plate. That's being the right hand, which is the hand that he's trying to touch the base with, or home plate rather with. And
yeah, it's a good review if you're ULM. You go ahead and review that thing, see what happens. The trouble here is that there's no real angle to determine otherwise. Might be able to freeze something here.
I don't know. I don't know.
He kind of had more of the tag on the right hand, right there.
I think, yeah, you see his hand not.
I thought the tag was applied on that left arm, but the tag was applied on the right arm.
On the right arm, ahead of it, too. You can see his hand is up. Watch, hand up. Yep.
What a great angle that is. That you don't have at every ballpark. Very well done.
This camera crew, it ain't no hobby. They are.
This is the real deal.
Boy, they are fantastic. They make two chumps like us look good on our worst days or best days.
Yeah, because the tag had actually already been applied. Wow.
Yeah, I think there's just not enough to overturn it, but you never know. We'll wait for the call. They are taking a long, hard look at it.
Yeah, home plate umpire Charles Boosie gets in there on a good angle and had a really good view. I was always critical of umpires if they didn't work to get into a better position. It seemed like he had the position he needed to make that call.
I agree. Put himself in good position with the throw coming in. Here's the call. Yep, they'll confirm it. Monroe loses a challenge. What a throw from Ben Higdon. And what a tag, as you mentioned, Kirtland, by Tucker Stockman, the body position to receive that. That's one of those throws, to me, sometimes you can get caught in the obstruction call, kind of waiting on it on that third base side of home plate, but Tucker Stockman was out in front, good positioning, received it, then applied the tag. So a big play. Put a star by that one in your book today. You're in the top of 3 now, 2 away, and that lengthy stoppage might have been just enough to get Grayden Harris back into a rhythm as he begins Cutter to begin this at bat with Marcus Aranda.
Yeah, that ball was hit by Jake Haggard, probably about 104 miles an hour off the bat, but I think Ben Higdon powered through that throw from right field at about 100 miles per hour himself.
We didn't have a radar gun on the throw, but it was hard and fast to home plate. For the right fielder in Ben Higdon, he converted over from left field a year ago. Remember that right field position was occupied by an all-timer, Carson Pato, out in right field for the Golden Eagles a year ago. Higdon wanted to go play right field, said he wanted to embrace the culture that is in that right field corner with the roost and the 16-ounce lounge here at Pete Taylor Park. Harris, the 0-2 to Aranda. That one drops out of the zone for a ball.
Good 0-2 pitch to Aranda there. Not necessarily something hanging over the plate for a barrel. Kind of buried it to the back of the plate. Kind of opens things up here.
1-2. This is chopped foul off the handle of the bat of Marcus Aranda.
Just a big-time spot. Higdon keeping the run off of the board to secure the second out of the inning. Gives the Southern Miss defense the opportunity to still have the force at play at second base.
This crowd at Pete Taylor Park late arriving, but they're vocal early. 1-2 pitch on the way. That one just low. Well received by Tucker Stockman, evens his count. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Harris comes set, fires, good pitch, the cutter. Aranda out in front early. It's a punch out for Grayden Harris, his second of the afternoon. What a play as we take you to break. How about the arm from the man they call Higgy? Ben Higdon cutting down a run. This would look to be a good one this afternoon. Had a wipeout in turn 4.
Yeah, I think the hood was slowing him down like a parachute there.
Yeah, little wind drift type situation happening at Pete Taylor Park. Jason Baker, Chris Kirtland, we are so grateful you're deciding to spend your Saturday afternoon with us. We're at the bottom of 3 here in Hattiesburg, Mississippi. Boy, they're living their best life in the 16-ounce lounge today. Just a 10 of 10 in the weather department. It could be as high as 95 plus this time of year. It's not today. Upper 60s. It's going to get down into the lower 40s tonight in South Mississippi. It's Paducah, Kentucky type weather. And the man who cut down a run from Paducah, Kentucky, Ben Higdon, is up now for Southern Miss.
Yeah, you come off the field after a great defensive play and you're the leadoff hitter of your half inning. Got to try to carry that momentum over into the batter's box.
7, 8, 9 in this Golden Eagle order today. That is Higdon, Stockman, and Long. As Higdon sees a pitch up and away for a ball. Goes down, pulls the sand wedge out, and fouls it back. Higdon hitting .343 off right-handed pitching this season. It's a guy with a .278 average. It's .289, just a tick above that leading off an inning. Sees the two-seam fastball from Adam Brodnax outside for a ball, and it's 2 balls and 2 strikes. Brodnax's best start came in a 5-inning performance over Georgia State. Struck out 10, walked 3. He has been really good to this point. 6 up, 6 down as Higdon has worked this count full against Brodnax. First full count that he's been in as well. Payoff pitch. It's a leadoff walk for Ben Higdon. Good, patient, mature at bat from the senior in Higdon.
That's what Southern Miss has been waiting for, is getting a leadoff runner on base to try to make something happen, try to even this ball game up. Brodnax has been cruising thus far. Ford Pemberton, head coach of this Warhawks squad, had this to say about Brodnax. He's just a tough kid. He's going to challenge the hitters.
Sacrifice bunt laid down by Tucker Stockman, masterfully at that to put Higdon up at second base, and there's 1 away. 5th sacrifice of the year for Tucker Stockman. Here's Ty Long, who's playing third base today, 9-hole hitting. He's off a 2-for-4 performance with a stolen base and an RBI on Tuesday night down in the Crescent City. Gonna come from behind. Lost to the Tulane Green Wave in the final midweek ball game of the year. Sophomore out of Ripley, Mississippi. He's hitting a .172 on the year. Got off to just a tough start after winning the shortstop job in the early spring. But make no bones about it, there's some tools inside that instrument. He was Mr. 4A in baseball out of Ripley High School. Brodnax fires the two-seamer down and in the long. Good take. Brodnax, long look at Higdon. The cutter misses down and away, and you can see Zach White now sort of pouring some encouragement to the freshman. Over is Jake Haggard, the veteran first baseman for ULM, trying to get that freshman calmed down after giving up the walk in the sacrifice with the runner in scoring position.
Yeah, I think the idea for Southern Miss was, hey, we got a leadoff runner on. Let's get Stockman to sack Higdon over to second base so we can stay out of the double play. And not put Bronax in a position where he continues to cruise. Let's give him a different look. Let's get a runner to second base. Let's try to make him uncomfortable in the stretch. And for the time being and maybe the first 4 pitches to Long, that has worked so far. Haggard did a great job of going to talk with the young freshman and say, hey, guess what? You have a lead, pitch like it.
3-1's up and in. 5-pitch walk for Ty Long. That'll put 2 on. It's a club in Southern Miss that hits as a team .288 with runners in scoring position. You compare that, their opponents only hit .241 with runners in scoring position. Hits, you can look at that record and tell how they got to 31-14, 13-8 in the Sun Belt Conference.
That's right, hitting at a higher batting average than you do as a team with the bases loaded. Or I'm sorry, with runners in scoring position. But just a good scenario there by Ty Long to be able to flip the lineup over and get Seth Smith in the top of this lineup in the box.
Brady Cox is out as the pitching coach for this ULM ball club. He's out to go talk to his freshman arm, and Adam Bronax, who had been rolling just 8 called balls in the first 2 innings. He's had 9 of those called here in this inning. As this lineup has turned over with Seth Smith ahead in the count, a ball and no strikes, no activity yet. Bronax, a guy we mentioned that best start against Georgia State. He has lost his last 2 starts. One respectively to JMU, the other to Arkansas State. This has been a club that got off to a 6-3 start in Sun Belt Conference play. But they're 4-8 in their last 12 Sun Belt Conference ball games.
Yeah, there's definitely a story, you know, in the numbers. You look at the Warhawks pitching staff pitching at a 6.32 team earned run average.
Bronax grooves a fastball. Seth Smith puts it out to the warning track. It'll be caught by Garrett Weethorn. Tagging from second base, moves over Higdon. It'll be runners on the corners here with 2 outs. On any other day, that ball leaves the yard off the barrel of the bat of Seth Smith, but it's just a fly ball out in the second out of this bottom of the 3rd inning today.
It's just one of those days. It's tough to get it over the fence. Seth Smith gets good wood on that ball. Just warning track power today with the heavy air and the wind blowing in.
So Joey Urban with an opportunity here with 2 outs and runners on the corners. He's going to see a slider from Bronax to begin the AB. Urban leads this team with 13 2-out RBIs. He could find a big one right here for the Golden Eagles, trying to tie this ball game up. Urban fouls it straight back. Yeah, 13 of his 35 RBIs on the year have come with 2 outs. It's .364 with runners in scoring position. The 0-2 as Bronax fires a cutter that Urban fouls away.
Just truly committed to staying away from Joey Urban like so many teams do. As far as the game plan against Joey Urban is try to get it barely off the plate, outside. They don't want to lay anything to the middle or inside to Joey Urban, no matter what the count is. That's the one you got to be looking at.
There's the wrinkle out of Adam Bronax's hand. That one popped into the inner part. Urban was looking away, fooled him. Golden Eagles gonna leave 2 on. We played 3, it's 1-0, Monroe on top. Pete Taylor Park, Hill Denson Field on a picture-perfect Saturday afternoon in the Pine Belt region. A place that is fervent for their Golden Eagle baseball. What a ball game so far, Kirtland, as we enter this top of the 4th inning. Monroe, a lot of traffic right now, just one run to show for it. Golden Eagles, they've had just a wee bit of traffic. It happened last inning. They stranded 2 base runners as well.
Yeah, that's right. If you're Grayden Harris, you want to try to have a quick inning and get those bats back into the dugout. Kind of had to overcome some traffic, as you mentioned, Jason, getting to a point this inning where he wants to try to cruise through a little bit and save some of that bullpen on a day in which you're playing the doubleheader.
Well, and I love that you point that out, how much traffic he's navigated through. Runners on the base pass, mind you, because this is kind of one of those starts where he didn't have it early, but maybe he finds it here in the middle 3rd, and you look up and it's the 7th inning later on, and you say, wow, he overcame a lot early to find himself here into the 7th inning, right? As Cade Dumont works one foul down the right field line. He had a double to lead off an inning. Back in the 2nd inning, he's the man who has stepped on home plate today.
Screaming hot baseball to the right field corner. Roost kids, unfazed.
Didn't even see it, right?
No big deal, right?
1-2, backdoor slide piece, let me through the door, says Grayden Harris as he fools Cade Dupont. 3rd punch out of the afternoon for Grayden Harris. There's one away.
Yeah, and that's a good sign for Harris, as we mentioned. Sort of spraying the fastball a little bit through the first 3 innings. To have that kind of command with the slider and dot it backdoor must be a good feeling. Now you can kind of mix and match and play on those 2 pitches here in the middle innings.
Boy, look at the feel for the breaking ball from Grayden Harris. Here comes the toys and tricks out of the pocket. This is what we alluded to. You mentioned that fastball command. Now all of a sudden Christian Austrian or Gunnar Leje saying, hey, we're going to go with the secondary stuff. Slough roller up the middle. Seth Smith's got it. 2 away.
Another smooth play in the middle by Seth Smith. 2 quick outs for Grayden Harris here in the 4th. Looks like Harris said, I'll let you take this one.
Davis Mosey, 8-hole hitter who walked in his previous plate appearance, showing bunt, sees fastball down and in for a ball. You asked Grayden Harris to provide a short inning. That pitch count, when you're staring at it on your screen, could use it as well. 1-0, this one up and in. Good pitch, good command of the heater from Grayden Harris. Took a little something off. Two-1 is shot out to right field. Higdon will catch it off a bounce. It's a base knock for Davis Mosey.
Mosey did a good job of staying ahead in the count. And now you see a little backdoor play, a little deke by Higdon. Stockman coming in the back door at first base, trying to backdoor Mosey. He's paying attention though.
It's really cool if it works. Mosey was ready for it as Grayden Harris checks him one time. Mosey, a guy with 7 stolen bases on 12 attempts of the year. Good pitch from Grayden Harris. That was the changeup that dropped out the bottom. Zach White over the top of it. Harris trying to put that backdoor slider through. It doesn't find the zone this time. Rosie's back on the move from Grayden Harris. Well, White, the batter, drove in the only run for ULM. That was in that bases loaded situation, grounding into a double play, but driving in the run. The 1-1. White's over the top of another off-speed pitch from Grayden Harris. That one a low spin rate, only 1448. Might have been just a low spin type change. The 1-2 from Harris, fastball that is ripped foul. Do it again at a ball and 2 strikes with the 70th pitch of this outing coming for Grayden Harris. Just missed outside with another changeup, and it goes 2 balls, 2 strikes. Eight of their 9 batters right-handed hitters on the weekend for ULM. The 2-2 from Grayden Harris, swing and a miss. A punch out for Harris, his 4th of the ball game. We head to the bottom of 4. Nice inning of work as the Golden Eagles coming to bat. Bottom of 4 we go on a gorgeous Saturday afternoon. Monroe a base runner on a single, but nothing brewing in the top half of 4. For this Golden Eagle offense, they got to try to figure out Adam Brudnax. You saw him confuse Joey Urban. I've been impressed with him so far, and this is sort of what Ford Pemberton, the head coach of the Warhawks, has said as you look at the afternoon from Adam Brudnax. It's been good fastball command. He said that's his trick, right?
Yeah, he said it's not like it's super crazy off-speed stuff, but he'll come right at you with the fastball, and he's got some secondary, has not given up a hit to this Golden Eagle offense so far today, has almost been through the lineup that second time. The concern I know for Coach Pemberton coming into this series was, can we get Brudnax through the lineup, you know, more than just the 2 times, and he's made quick work so far, and it's going to be the Golden Eagles' job to turn the page and do something different this inning here in the 4th.
Yeah, what adjustments come for this Golden Eagle offense. He's breaking out the cutter. That's a good pitch from Brudnax that gets Kyle Morrison over the top of it. Golden Eagles have had 1 leadoff base runner aboard. That was the walk by Higdon last inning. Teams on the year hitting .453 in leadoff scenarios against Brudnax. See if Kyle Morrison can't find his way on for the black and gold. He'll chop one foul. That's another cutter. Brudnax, I'll tell you, a lot better command of that secondary stuff than what he has shown in the last couple starts. There you see the heater. That one runs wide. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Kyle Morrison, who hits .383 when he leads off an inning. He likes right-handed pitching, hits .346 against it on the year. Brudnax trying to find the feel of the changeup to Morrison. That one falls out of the zone. And it's a full count. This is how Bing Higdon found himself aboard last inning with a full count walk. Brudnax is ready. He'll fire off speed. Morrison fouls it back. We'll do it again. Full count pitch. Kyle Morrison rips this to right field. It's gone. No problem today for K-Mo. As he'll just cut the wind to right field. Got a full count cutter. And he found a barrel 107 out of here. And the Golden Eagles have tied it up.
He muscled that ball right over the right field wall. Kind of got that fastball middle, that cut fastball you mentioned, kind of middle into him. Was able to power that thing over the right field wall. Just enough to put a run on the board and tie this ball game.
14th homer of the year for Kyle Morrison. Gillespie sees a changeup down and in, and he's ahead in the count here. 2 balls and no strikes.
Good time to get your first hit of the ball game there for a solo homer, right?
No doubt. That's how they draw it up here at the Berg as the 2-0 pitch. Good cutter, good pitch, and good location, says Charles Busey. The 2-1 pitch. Gillespie towers a fly ball way up into the blue sky. Fighting the wind is Cade DuPont, who will slide on the mound to make the catch. Well, that was a big league pop-up being wreaked havoc by the breeze. Really can't describe how difficult of a play that was by Cade DuPont as you see him sort of enter to the top part of the mound.
Yeah, that ball was extremely close to dropping right there.
Russo pulls one foul.
We had a little ricochet off of Coach Brewer there, and still good hands by Haggard.
The 0-1 from Brodnack's check swing by Russo. He went around, says Adam Clark.
Yeah, if you're Matthew Russo, you're kind of expecting that cut fastball to kind of be the approach that Brodnack takes, kind of trying to get inside under the hands there. But he'll be looking for one that could back up on him and be left middle. Try to do some damage with.
A ball and 2 strikes to the man they call the Bull here in the Berg. Matthew Russo, a senior first baseman. Adam Brodnack goes fastball, and Russo's robbed of extra base hits. A diving catch by Micah Dean on the sharply hit line drive. 108 off the barrel of Matthew Russo.
I feel like so many times this year Matt Russo's been robbed of a knock by that position right back up the box behind second base as he gets shifted against. He's hit some balls really hard to the middle of the field and doesn't have too much to show for it.
Dre Barrett goes the other way. Out in the right field, it's a single for Barrett. Second hit of the ball game for this Golden Eagle offense. And a 2-out base knock for Dre.
Yeah, that's 3 batted balls out of 4 this inning that have been hit very hard by this Golden Eagle offense. A good sign as these guys try to put more runs on the board this 3rd time through against Brodnack.
Yeah, to your point, that's 3 balls hit over 100 miles per hour. Morrison's was 107. Russo robbed of the hit at 108. Barrett hit at 101 and found a single as Higdon spits on a pitch low, and it's a ball and no strikes. Higdon was left stranded 90 feet away last inning after leading off the bottom of the 3rd with a walk. Fastball from Brodnack goes high. And Higdon's ahead in the count. 2 balls, no strikes. You can see that Brodnack's pitching count beginning to climb up, around 60 pitches at the moment. 2-0 fastball. Higdon just missed the cutter from Brudnax. Fouls it back at 2 balls and a strike. Change-up elevated that Higdon sees for a strike, let her high, and it's 2 balls and 2 strikes. Not sure that's the exact location Brudnax wanted with that pitch. See where White, the catcher, setting up for the Warhawks. The 2-2. Higdon a chopper. This is smothered by Haggard. His throw over as his pitcher covers in time, but not before the Golden Eagles get a run on a couple of hits. K-Mo goes boom boom at Pete Taylor Park, all tied up, 1 apiece. Good ball game brewing in Hattiesburg, Mississippi this afternoon. It's game 1 of a 3-game set. It's game 1 of 2 this afternoon here at a place they call the Pete in this area. And what an afternoon to do it underneath. If you're going to play 2, this is the weather you'd want to do it with. As we press on to the top of the 5th inning, 1-1 the score. You asked for that short inning from Grayden Harris, semi-short last inning. He could use that benefit once more, right?
Yeah, that's right. If he wants to get deeper into this ball game, he'll need a couple short innings just based on pitch count. But he did get his team back into the dugout, and his team did tie this baseball game up. So
sort of feels like, for my perspective of watching it, the fastball command is just left him. It was elite early, at least in that first inning, but he has utilized more changes, more sliders at this point. Now, typically that's by design and will play off the fastball. Today it seems like now the fastball is going to play off the secondary stuff.
Yeah, I think it's kind of a different look than what we've seen out of Grayden Harris so far this season. It's one of those days where there he is again.
Sure is. A hot play at the hot corner by Ty Long, robbing a line drive. Second web gem he's made this afternoon. Check this out.
Ready for whatever. Able to hop on that line drive. And especially for Weathorn after the last at-bat, tough strikeout looking. Caught a good barrel right there. Ty Long was ready for it. Back to Grayden Harris. Sometimes you don't have your best stuff. Sometimes, you don't have exactly what you're kind of depending on. You got to create ways as a good pitcher, as a Friday night arm, to get deep into ball games and find a way to continue on. And so, like you said, Jason, he was able to kind of find his off speed, find his secondary stuff, and find his way through that 4th. Looking to do the same here in the 5th.
Yeah, he's starting to break out all the toys now as he's got a 1-ball, 2-strike count to Micah Dean. I agree completely. To me, that is the definition of a Friday night starter, is the guy that can find himself deep into a game maybe when he didn't have his best stuff. I think you're watching one of those tight performances from Grayden Harris at the moment. As Dean, who is 1 for 2 this afternoon, he was cut down at home on a heck of a throw by Higdon. The 2-2 punched down as Micah Dean. That's the 5th strikeout of the afternoon for Grayden Harris. Another one looking.
Was able to dot that fastball there. That's the Grayden Harris fastball we've all come to know. Really tough crossfire in on the right-handed hitter as well.
I agree. Beautifully received by Tucker Stockman as well at 92 miles per hour. Here's Bryce Blazer, 0 for 1 today with a walk. Was involved in a hit and run back in the 3rd inning where he grounded out to Matthew Russo. Fastball's ready. Blazer wasn't.
Blazer's mad. with the pitch count rule, pitch clock roll, as far as the pitcher not being allowed to begin his delivery until he draws eye contact.
Blazer clearly had his eyes up.
Yep.
They are up. So they thought it was a quick pitch. Grayden Harris flutters in a slider at 78. He's ahead in the count. He's trying to find his groove. One, two, Blazers around. A punch out, number 6 for Grayden Harris. Turning the intensity up. The kid from Greenwell Springs trying to get on a heater and get deep into this ball game. 5th straight game with 6 or more Ks for Grayden Harris. Back with more. Pete Taylor Park in all its glory. It's the next to last regular season series of the 2026 portion. There's a lot of this fan base passionate about pushing this team to a run. Kirtland, they have won 30 games now for the best in the business of the NC2A for 24 consecutive seasons. They're hunting a 40-win total. What would be their 10th consecutive season with that? Those factors would mean more baseball at Pete Taylor Park, and there's a fan base that would certainly enjoy that.
You're right, Jason. There's been a resume built from game 1 and series 1 of the season for this Southern Miss team that has allowed them to maintain a top 10 ranking, a top 12 ranking through the majority of this season, as well as a top 10 ranking in the RPI standings, which is a major influence on determining who gets to host those NC2A regionals.
Yeah, they are currently sitting 8th in RPI in the entire country. They still possess the #1 non-conference RPI in the entire country. Adam Brudnax gets a fly ball, third base side off the bat of Tucker Stockman. It'll be a foul out for Stockman. And there's one away.
And I think for 2 or 3 seasons previous to 2026, the recipe for success for Southern Miss was getting on a deep conference stretch run, reeling off ridiculous amount of wins in a row late in conference play when needed to try to strengthen that RPI. It's been a little bit different this year with the start of the season for this Golden Eagle club as that ball trickles foul. Ty Long trying to steal a base knock with a drag bunt. But this season has been a little bit different as far as going 15-2 through your first 17 in the strongest non-conference schedule in the country by ratings percentage. And that has maintained in being something that has strengthened their season all the way up into this point to where they don't really need to reel off 18 out of 20 to improve their RPI.
Yeah, completely agree. Now they're at a portion where they'd love to hit the accelerator pedal on this schedule. Ty Long's in the 9-hole today. Sees up and in from Adam Brudnax, who is working in his 5th inning of work now, 4 1/3 of 2-hit baseball. Just a Kyle Morrison solo homer is all to speak of. 2 walks, 4 punch outs for him today. 68 pitch as Ty Long guessing on a heater and got a slider from Brudnax, and it goes a ball and 2 strikes. Don't mind that swing at all from Long. He was trying to ambush something. Brudnax is ready from the stretch. The 1-2 kicks and fires, and there it is, middle, as the cutter from Brudnax gets the 2nd out of this inning, and another punch out, his 5th of the afternoon.
Yeah, kind of got the elevated breaking pitch there, and just wasn't exactly what Ty was looking for. But, you know, back to the big picture, this Southern Miss Golden Eagle season, you know, you want to be as a team in a position where you can control your own destiny and not necessarily be at the mercies of a deciding committee in these types of things. And the Golden Eagles have certainly put them in a very strong position heading into the tail end of this regular season.
I completely agree. Adam Brudnax kicks and fires. This is a changeup off the plate. as Seth Smith begins this at-bat, 1 ball and 1 strike.
Eagles looking to add to that hit column and try to put some traffic on the bases and add some pressure to the young Bronax, who has been cruising through this ball game so far, outside of the solo home run by Kyle Morrison.
Yeah, he's broken out the slider a few times, but to me it's been about the cutter, and we were told that. Ford Pemberton said, look, if the fastball command is there, the cutter is his pitch, and he has shown that. It's a cutter count here if he wants it. 1-2. This is a two-seam fastball, fouled back and out of play. Smith hit one a long ways, but stayed in the park on the warning track out in right field back into third. He struck out to lead the ball game against Bronax. Goes down and hits this out into center field. It's a base knock for Seth Smith with 2 outs.
Real good piece of hitting. You saw Seth Smith choke up and shorten up. Got a pitch that Bronax hadn't thrown a bunch of today. It was that slower curveball. Seth Smith kind of hangs in there, gets some extension up the box to the middle of the field, and extends this inning with 2 outs.
So a runner on, 2 away, and Bronax flutters his glove, fires Urban a fly ball out in the right field. Weethorn finding it, shading his eyes with the glove, makes the catch. That's it for the Golden Eagle. Smith had taken off on the pitch. End of 5, 1-1. Southern Miss and ULM. We'll be back. This is where the Sun Belt standings are as we enter this morning. Southern Miss in that 2 position with App State. They own the tiebreaker over the Mountaineers as well. Louisiana Monroe, boy, that's a volatile position right now, sitting in 7th, but you could wake up in 11th as well.
Yeah, I agree. I think you look to see like a magic number. Where's that number 10 slot going to be? As you know, top 10 teams make the Sun Belt tournament, and you look at the season with 9 games remaining, you got to think that 16 wins in Sun Belt play for sure is a lock for the postseason. And it's kind of like a chase to get to that 16-game win. 14 could get you in depending on how things play out, but you don't really want to leave much to chance.
No, you don't. You want to control your own destiny, as you said. Speaking of controlling things, how about Grayden Harris? That last inning, that intensity meter turned up. Here he begins this top of the 6th inning with a good slider. Goes off speed away here to Jake Haggard, who's 2 for 2 this afternoon, a pair of singles for him.
Just a great job staying the course so far by Grayden Harris. Only giving up the single run, had to pitch through some traffic there in the 1st, the 2nd, and the 3rd. Got some help from his defense and Ben Higdon out in right field with the big-time assist, nabbing the runner out at home plate. But to be able to come back and cruise through the 4th and the 5th inning, getting into this 6th is major for this Golden Eagle club in the first game of the series.
2 balls, 2 strikes here in the top of the 6th inning as Grayden Harris kicks and fires a dot of the fastball from Grayden Harris. 92 at the knees, 7th strikeout. Kirtland, he's doing just what we asked him to do, which is getting stronger as this ball game's going on.
Kind of finding that fastball command as well that he was missing early in the game. Kind of like a new surge of energy and passion from Grayden Harris, trying to put the team on his back and get as deep as he possibly can.
Boy, look at the fastball now come to life a little bit. It's got some jump to it too. Spinning over 2,000 rotations per minute as he works to Marcus Aranda, who is 0 for 2 this afternoon. Well, you can see it, Kirtland. All of a sudden, mix looks a lot different right now.
Just dotting that thing right at the knees to these right-handed hitters. Really tough stuff coming out of the hand of Grayden Harris.
It's off speed, low here, out of the zone. 92nd pitch of the outing. This one lined sharply down into the 16-ounce lounge and a party foul. Saw some spillage happening. The 1-2, ground ball. Ty Long's been good there. Cross the diamond, 2 away.
Ty Long got the spot start at third base, and he's been busy today.
It's kind of funny how that works, isn't it? I can't tell you how many times you've seen in a game where you've got a guy, maybe a defensive substitution, new guy at a position, first ball of the game finds him. That's what happened this afternoon.
The game is funny like that.
K. Dupont showing bunt, pulls it back. That was a slider from Harris for a ball. Well, we had some of our homeboys from the right field roost bring in a batch of chicken wings.
I'm glad the camera isn't on me because I'm drooling right now smelling this stuff.
Certainly so. I'm not sure what Nitro and the boys thought we would do with that. But right now we're just drooling over Grayden Harris, getting deeper and deeper into this ball game. We head to the bottom of the 6th inning at Pete Taylor Park. Pete Taylor Park, Hill Denson Field, bottom of the 6th inning. You had the best hitting offense against the best pitching and defense in the Sun Belt Conference matchup this weekend at the moment. And this is sort of what you expect. 1-1, wind blowing in at the Pete as well this afternoon. Adam Brodnack's color me impressed. He has been really strong this afternoon for the Warhawks, Kirtland.
Yeah, his cut fastball's been doing some things, giving these hitters in the Golden Eagle lineup some timing trouble. He's been able to drop in some off-speed pitches as well and flash the occasional 92, 93 mile an hour fastball.
Kyle Morrison is up. There's the cutter from Brodnack's to begin the at-bat for a ball.
Kind of 85, 88 with the cut fastball.
Morrison responsible for that long Southern Miss run, fouls this one back. Good changeup from Brodnack's at 81. Morrison has obliterated right-handing pitching this season, hitting over now 350 on the year. Lays off the breaking ball, and it goes 2 balls and a strike. Saw the cutter up in the zone, took a cut at it. It goes to 2 balls and 2 strikes. Well, that's a high-risk, high-reward type pitch for Adam Brodnack. Nods his head, kicks and fires. Good pitch. Morrison knew it too. He's punched out on strike 3. 5th strikeout of the afternoon for Adam Brodnack.
Brodnack's finding himself in a tie ball game, only giving up 3 hits so far into the 6th inning, getting a big first out against Kyle Morrison, who hit the homer off of him last at bat.
Davis Gillespie sees breaking ball low and away. Good breaking ball to the knees of Davis Gillespie. Gillespie down to get to it. Weathorn's been busy in right field this afternoon. He'll make the catch. That's out number 2 in this inning. And here's Matthew Russo to face the right-hander. Russo barrels it. Micah Dean is there. Over and across in time. That's it for Matthew Russo. Adam Brodnack's deciding to deal battle for battle with Grayden Harris. Ties his longest outing of the season. We'll be back for the 7th inning this afternoon from Pete Taylor. Top of the 7th we go this afternoon at Pete Taylor Park, and Grayden Harris back out for another inning. That's a developing story of this ball game, Kirtland. You look at that one-run second inning that had bases loaded, nobody out. We sort of said it then. He avoided disaster, only gave up the run by Monroe in the double play ball at that, driving in the run back in the second inning. Since then, he's found his command, and he's found himself entering the 7th.
You're exactly right, Jason. For him to have kind of found new life and get deeper into this ball game is a major developing story, as you said, in a day where you got to play back-to-back.
Sutton Lewis is the batter to lead it off here in the 7th inning. That's right, game 1 of a doubleheader this afternoon. Harris goes inside with the heater, and it's 2 balls and no strikes. Doesn't want to begin this way in the 7th. See what Harris can do as Lewis 1 for 2 on the afternoon with a base knock. You'll see this pitch in for a strike. Over the top of another good fastball from Grayden Harris. It'll be pitch number 100. 2 of his last 3 starts, Harris has gone over the century mark in total number of pitches. He'll do so with a K strut and a K on the board. It's another strikeout for Grayden Harris, his 8th of the afternoon as we begin this 7th inning.
As you can see, Grayden Harris finishes Sutton Lewis off there with a changeup for strike 3 after dotting 2 fastballs to the bottom of the zone. Really just dialed in, putting the team on his back, wanting some runs, but keeping this thing exactly where it was and fighting hard for his team.
Yeah, 1 pitch, 1 out for out number 2 as Davis Mosey flies out to right. And here's the 9-hole hitter for the Warhawks. This is Zach White, who's 0 for 2 with an RBI today. Colby Allen is up in that Golden Eagle bullpen as you see that pitch count beginning to climb for Grayden Harris. He did go 110 pitches at Louisiana in what was his best start of the season. That was a 10 strikeout evening. Golden Eagles won that ball game 8-1. Harris is actually deeper in this ball game than he went in that one. Just 6 1/3 innings pitched that night. He's working on a 7-inning performance this afternoon as Grayden Harris 1 strike away from achieving that feat. There it is. Consider it achieved. Strikeout number 9 of the afternoon for Grayden Harris. Ties his longest outing of the season and his career. Go ahead and cook, Grayden. It's been a heck of a day on the bump for the sophomore. They call it putting on the pink at the peak this afternoon. They're honoring breast cancer survivors and those that are battling against breast cancer here this afternoon at Pete Taylor Park. There you see the participant who threw out the first pitch this afternoon. Awfully dear to my heart as well. My wife completed her treatment and her battle of breast cancer just on Wednesday afternoon. Well received across the Southern Miss community. We say thank you for your thoughts and prayers into the Baker household as we've completed treatment for my wife, Lauren, and now it's on to maintenance and recovery for her as Dre Barrett begins. First pitch swinging. This is barreled out to center field. The wind wreaking havoc as it's blown all the way into right center field. Davis Mosey makes the catch for out number one as Barrett's down on the first fastball from Brodnax.
Yeah, you can see that wind circling up there, but not to gloss things over and move on. Jason, you know, obviously on behalf of this ESPN crew and our production staff and everybody, to watch a pro like you come out here and do your job every day with the battle that your family has been going through is something that we all know isn't the easiest thing, but you handle it like a pro, and so has your all-star wife, Miss Lauren.
I appreciate that so much. Ben Higdon out number two over on a fly ball to left field. That's on any other normal day. That's bouncing off the scoreboard for a homer for Higdon. That was 105 off the barrel, but as we talked about, that cold front pushed through last night. It is a heavy north breeze here at Pete Taylor Park. There you see the flags of the Sun Belt Conference members waving. And I don't think they fully tell the story. We sit on the second level at Pete Taylor Park. It's a good, heavy, steady breeze that's blowing here at the park.
Our windows are open, and Jason Baker's papers are flying everywhere with that wind flying through the windows here. But man, Ben Higdon got the pitch that these hitters have been needing to square up, and he certainly did. It just didn't have anywhere to go with the wind batting it back down. As you said, probably would have went off the scoreboard on another day.
Yeah, I've got more paperweights than these teams combined have hits this afternoon. Adam Brodnax begins this at bat to Tucker Stockman with a strike. Chopper up the middle, grabbed by Dean. Over this time to Haggard. That's 3 up, 3 down. As good as Grayden Harris has been, so is Adam Brodnax. That's through 7 innings of work. That's his longest start of his career. The freshman doing work in Hattiesburg. We'll be back with the 8th. Is it Harris on the bump? We'll find out. Well, Kirtland, sometimes you don't have it early, but you can find it late, and that is what Grayden Harris has done. Leaves this ball game as he retired the last 10 batters, 5 of those via strikeouts.
You're right. Completely gutsy performance by Grayden Harris, pitching against one of the better offensive clubs in the Sun Belt, to be able to navigate some traffic and kind of pony up for your squad and retire. What was that, 10 in a row to close the 4th, 5th, and 6th out. Finish the 7th inning and be able to turn over the game to Colby Allen, who's a steady hand in this Golden Eagle bullpen, with the game only tied at 1s here in the 8th. Is just a great job by Grayden Harris.
Yeah, Christian Ostrander leaving nothing to chance, hands the baseball to his All-American stopper out of Louisville, Mississippi. Remember, this is a ball club in ULM who came in hitting .299 on the season. So Allen's going to do some work here in the top of the 8th. He's going to face 1, 2, and 3 in this Warhawk order. So it's the Golden Eagles who call on their pen first in this 3-game weekend set. Weethorn sees the sinker at 92, takes an offering added.
Yeah, for those of you who haven't seen Colby Allen pitch before, it's a really good sinking fastball, and it's a really good slider. He has something that'll go arm side and something that'll go glove side.
Well, if they haven't seen Colby Allen pitch before, they've had to be out of the country and away from the internet for the last 3 seasons, because the odds are, if you cut on ESPN app, this man's on the bump for the black and gold. Christian Ostrander believes in him. 52 2/3 innings of work this season. 21 runs in that span, 59 strikeouts to 15 walks. He's got an ERA sub-3. That's why the slider dotted up at 83, a strikeout for Colby Allen. That's the 10th strikeout this afternoon for this Golden Eagle pitching staff.
There's that sharp slider. Colby Allen's able to kind of get inside with the sinker, and he kind of likes to expand away to right-handers with that slider.
Mike, go ahead.
I was just going to say that's that second strikeout for the leadoff hitter, Weathorn.
Micah Deansy slider first pitch. Yet you kind of felt like when you got this Warhawk order and you saw 8 right-handed batters in it today, I really sort of expected Colby to be the next guy behind Grayden Harris. It's such a contrasting change as you see Dean over the top on the slider from Allen.
Yeah, definitely 2 different looks. You know, Grayden Harris is a guy that'll try to bear inside on you with the fastball. Colby Allen's a guy that can kind of get away from you with that slider. That right-on-right slider can be something tough to handle for these right-handed hitters. And something that Colby Allen has a really good one of.
The senior unloads the slider to the plate, punch out number 2 on the afternoon in the inning, and there's 2 away.
You see Allen kind of has the slider early in counts where he can throw it for a strike, and then he's got the slider late in counts when he's ahead to bury that thing on the plate and induce a swing and miss.
Then he runs that 2-seamer right to the heart. Over 11 inches of arm side run. That one started towards the hip of Blazer. Bryce Blazer, the only left-handed stick in the order today, rips this out in the right field. 2-out base knock. That's been a theme. Their third 2-out hit of the afternoon. Well struck by Bryce Blazer. And here's Jake Haggard, who's 2 for 3 on the afternoon. A pair of singles, struck out looking to Grayden Harris back in the 6th inning. Well, we read the scouting report for certain. Blazer's a guy with 17 stolen bases on the season in 18 attempts. Good slider that Haggard takes a big cut at. He was trying to hunt that sinker from Allen.
Yeah, you mentioned the stat earlier, Warhawks, 70 stolen bases in 86 attempts in 2026. Compare that to the Southern Miss offense, who has 15 stolen base attempts on the year, successful 10 times.
It's not a part of their game as Allen puts the slider off the turf. It's a ball and a strike as we sit in a pitcher's duel in the top of the 8th inning. Allen makes another move over. Good sinker that just missed, says Charles Busey.
I think Busey had that in as opposed to it being down, especially judging from all the low strikes that Grayden Harris was able to grab during his outing.
Yeah, that one had over 18 inches of run by Allen. He'll go right back to the sinker. Another good one with great action, darting to the bottom of the zone.
You can see the depth on that fastball. It's 91 miles an hour, and that sucker looks like a breaking pitch or an off-speed pitch of some kind. Really has the sink going today.
2-2 misses inside. This count will go to 4. Money pitch on the way for Colby Allen, and a good take by Jake Haggard. There's 2 aboard. With 2 away, and is that a full count walk given up by Colby Allen, just his 16th walk of the season surrender. There'll be traffic ahead of Marcus Aranda, the loudest bat in this order for the Warhawks, a guy with 11 long balls. Got to be careful here if you're Colby. Beaten to the turf, and that'll roll foul.
Excellent job by Louisiana Monroe to extend this inning with 2 outs. After 2 quick punch outs, the ability to work the 2-out single, follow that with the 2-out walk, and get Aranda in the batter's box is a success.
Good pitch, running fastball from Allen first. All-American stopper's a reason he wears that moniker. That's it for the Warhawks. Struck out the side. We'll head to the bottom of 8 when we return. Bottom of 8 this afternoon, all knotted up. A run came in the 2nd inning for the Warhawks with the bases loaded. The 1 run in the bottom of the 4th for the Golden Eagles on a Kyle Morrison long ball, and that's been the gist of it this afternoon. Much of it's been the story of Grayden Harris and Adam Brodnax. Brodnax right back to work. Fastball for a strike to Ty Long. And look, there's somebody at home laying on the couch watching his TV, complaining because there's just 1 run apiece right now, talking about he could hit this, hit that. But the reality of it is, I think both of these starting arms have been really good. I think the guys calling pitches this afternoon have really been maestros at work, calling a great mix this afternoon.
Yeah, it's been interesting because especially as it relates to Brodnax, he has a 90, 91, 92 mile an hour fastball that he hasn't thrown that often. He's been living and dying with his cutter, and that cutter's been very successful. Every so often he'll throw the slow breaking pitch and he'll mix in that 4-seam fastball. And he's really kept this Golden Eagles batting order off balance in order to kind of cruise into the 8th here, only having given up 3 hits.
Yeah, I completely agree. You look at the 3 hits and only 92 pitches. That's what I'm referencing, the mix. Here's a cutter that Long puts out in the right field. Weethorn fighting the sun right in front. That Mugshots Grill and Bar sign makes the catch. There's 1 away.
It's just been the goal for the Southern Miss offense is to try to find something elevated to drive. Ty Long got one of those pitches right there and advances it out to right field. Just didn't quite get to the middle of that baseball.
Seth had the last hit for this Golden Eagle club. That was back in the 5th inning, a single out in the center field. He sees a breaking ball for a strike. Well, that's what I'm talking about. If it's Brady Cox, who I believe it is, calling the pitches for this Warhawks staff, he has really done a good mix. Smith, chopper over to DuPont, who's got it to Haggard over at first base, 2 away. When Brodnax can continue quick work, you could actually see him maybe even stay in this ball game. You can see there is an arm up in the Warhawk pen. That's Justin Robinson, a right-handed pitcher out of Carrier, Mississippi, up and getting loose. Urban trying to bunt his way aboard. He'll push it foul here with 2 away.
Yeah, with the adventure that this ULM pitching staff has been this season in 26, you got a guy going good like Brodnax has. You know, we're deep enough into the season to see guys kind of advance past that century mark and build that pitch count up into the 120s, definitely the 1-teens. you may see them go ahead and just ride with him if he's able to escape this 8th inning.
Brodnax kicks and fires. That's a cutter right into the heart of the plate that Urban sees for strike 2. Good slider. Make no doubt about it, the mix is good. Brodnax has been really good. He's through 8 this afternoon, a career-long performance this afternoon. I'm here for the pitcher's duel. Stick around for the 9th inning in Hattiesburg. The 9th and a tie game. Sign me up for it. 6, 7, and 8 up in this Warhawk order this afternoon. A ball game that's 3 minutes past 2 hours old. It has been a pitcher's duel of epic proportions in here this afternoon.
Yes, sir, Jason. Not too much offense to speak of. Been sort of one of those fast games, clean defense. Lots of strikeouts and not too many gaps being split. If you're ULM, you're looking to kind of change that here in this half against Colby Allen, but I'm sure Colby Allen has some other plans.
Cade DuPont will lead it off, 1 for 3 with a run scored. The 2-seam fastball just misses. DuPont does not move. He's a guy that has worn it 22 times, hit by pitch. That's 9th best in Division I baseball. Boy, look at the slider dotted out of the hand of Colby Allen. DuPont deep in the box, 1-1 Allen. This is back up the middle. Seth Smith will get there. His throw over in time. And there's one away.
Nice job by Matt Russo playing down to the level, getting low. Looks like a backhand kick. Pretty close.
It was, yeah. And here's Sutton Lewis. Over the top of the sinker from Colby Allen. But that has had some action to it today. 9+ inches of sink with 15 inches of arm side ride from Colby Allen. As the slider misses away, and it's a ball and a strike here with 1 out in the top of the 9th. Good slide piece again. Colby Allen's brought the good stuff to the bump today. Oh boy, 92 sinker, middle. 4th strikeout in 5 batters for Colby Allen. And here's Davis Mosey, who is 1 for 2 today with a walk as well. He had a single back in the 4th inning. 8-hole hitter that hits 352 on the year. That one just missed inside, says Charles Busey. Good slider from Allen. Mosey over the top. Allen's made his 87th career appearance. He's 3 behind 5th place all time in school history. One chop foul, he's ahead in the count. 5th place currently owned by Heath Cantrell, who made 90 appearances for the Southern Miss Golden Eagles. He lays off the 1-2. swaying in rhythm on the top of the mound. He is ready, kicks and fires. That sinker dotted up. Another strikeout for Colby Allen. How about 6 outs? 5 of them via punch outs. Golden Eagles coming to bat in the bottom of the ninth. Bottom of the ninth we go. She's texting, if you're not here, you should get here. What an afternoon at Pete Taylor Park. Kyle Morrison gonna lead it off against Adam Brodnax. What a performance, by the way, from the freshman. Toeing the rubber in his first trip to Pete Taylor Park. He finds himself in the 9th inning battling against Kyle Morrison. He's leading off the inning. Last time he did that was back in the 4th inning. This is what happened then, Kirtland, a solo blast.
That's right, it's really been the only blemish on this outing for Adam Brodnax. And if you're Kyle Morrison, you're definitely looking to try to do it again, try to give your team a run, therefore winning the baseball game. But Brodnax definitely gets the nod here. Coach Ford Pemberton saying, you've got us here. This game is for you to win or for you to lose.
Slow roller, tough play, but it's nicely executed by Jake Haggard as he tosses to Brodnax, covering to lead off this bottom of the 9th inning. That gives Davis Gillespie an opportunity here with 1 away in the bottom of the 9th. Breaking ball for a strike on the inner half. Brodnax really grooving right now. You can see the breaking ball low and away. Gillespie taking an offer at it.
I believe, Davis. You got this, Davis. Take it 1. Let's get it. Let's get it.
Brodnax is ready. He'll kick and fire. Gillespie beats this up in the middle and through. Gillespie, a big turn around first. It'll be a single to the hard-hitting left fielder, his first base knock of the day.
And that's what Southern Miss needs to do more of if they want to try to generate a run off of Adam Brodnax. And that's sort of not trying to do way too much off of that cutter that he continues to kind of serve up there.
Brodnax puts the cutter. Russo was right on it, just over the top as he got a piece. Did Matthew Russo.
Russo's hit 2 balls hard in his previous 2 at-bats. Didn't have any results to show for it because defensive positioning was exactly where they needed to be to get the out. But he's hit balls very hard off of Brodnax the last 2 at-bats. First fastball he's thrown in a while.
It is 93 miles per hour, still holding strong for Adam Brodnax. Cutter that Russo slices fat. Golden Eagles don't have a hit today with a runner on base. They're 0 for 4 with runners on. Until now, that's out into center field. Gillespie will check up at second base. It's a runner in scoring position. Back-to-back singles from 2 leaders of this club, and Davis Gillespie and Matthew Russo.
Russo deserved that right there after blazing the ball up the middle in his previous 2 at-bats. Does the same thing, except this one was elevated enough to get to the outfield. put the winning run at second base.
First class move here. A standing ovation from the patrons of the Pete to Adam Brodenax. Make no doubt about it, they know their ball in the Berg. 8 1/3 of 5-hit baseball, just a 1 run. They're making a change is Ford Pemberton. We'll take the timeout return. Name and face when we return. You don't see many freshman combos, but they're used to it in Monroe, Louisiana. Tyler Rourke into the ball game, the freshman out of West Monroe, Louisiana. He's a former middle linebacker. Ford Pemberton told us, this is the arm I love out of the pen. He called him his stopper, will put him in all scenarios. He inherits some traffic here with 2 on and 1 away in the bottom of the 9th inning, Kirtland.
That's right. If you're from up in North Louisiana, you're familiar with West Monroe football. That guy used to put the pads on and make some tackles, and now he's got the baseball in his hand, trying to get some big outs for his team in a big spot here with 1 out and the winning run at second base.
He's a fastball cutter guy, much like Adam Brodenax. First pitch, Dre Barrett was guessing heater out in front of the cutter from Rourke. Barrett, ground ball. They'll shovel it for 1. Barrett is hampered with a hamstring, not getting down the line great, so a 6-4-3 inning-ending DP. Well, we got a lot of baseball on tap today, but how about some free stuff for you in Game 1? We'll press on to the 10th inning in Hattiesburg. Free baseball in Hattiesburg, Mississippi this afternoon. It's Game 1 of this 3-game set. It's Game 1 of 2 here this afternoon. So if you're going to play 18 innings, might as well, what's 19, right? A 10th inning on tap, Kirtland.
Yeah, that's right. You definitely flew through the first 9 innings in about 2 hours. So what's a little bit more baseball here on Game 1 of 2? Little bit of a threat by Southern Miss in the bottom of the 9th there. But then Roark was able to come in and put out the fire. The fireman himself for Southern Miss is still on the bump for.
Boy, he isn't he? Colby Allen has been so good. Zach White, just a slow roller. Ty Long off a little bitty hop. Across the diamond, 1 away. 1 pitch for Colby Allen. He'll take it. 32 total pitches as he's entered this ball game for Grayden Harris, who worked 7 innings strong for this Gold Eagle club today. We're in the 10th inning of a 1-1 ball game that has seen just 4 total pitchers combined. 2 starters, 2 relievers. As Garrett Weethorn's out in front of the slider from Allen. Sinker, this is well struck down the left field line. Foul ball. Good effort by Gillespie. And it's a long, loud strike, and quickly 0-2 is Garrett Weethorn. Good slider away from Colby Allen. Weethorn just spits on that one. It'll fall to the count to 1 ball, 2 strikes. That one just missed. What a wrinkle from Colby Allen. Looked like he's kind of taking something off that slider on the last couple. Real depth to it. The 2-2, another slider. Weethorn chops it foul. Allen fires the sinker. That's called strike 3. Garrett Wheathorn didn't believe it. It's a punch out for Colby Allen, his 6th since entering this ball game in the 8th inning.
So much action on that sinker. That low strike has been called all game.
It certainly has. Charles Busey has rewarded those pitchers around those knees. Here's a sinker belt high from Colby Allen with some run to it. As Micah Dean, who's been a slick fielding shortstop this afternoon, he's 1 for 4, had a single back into third. He was the runner gunned down at home. Boy, how big does that play by Ben Higdon look now? All the way back in the 3rd inning. Allen will unload, sinker, that one just missed. Garrett Wheathorn might have bought that ball. 2 balls and 1 strike. Sinker here, low to Micah Dean. (3-1), good cut by Dean. Good pitch by Allen on the slider, and it's 3 balls and 2 strikes. Payoff pitch, this is yanked foul. We'll do it again at 3 balls and 2 strikes. Allen's ready to 3-2, slide piece, 7th punchy of the day. It'll tie a season high for Colby Allen, the stopper of the Golden Eagles. We'll be back. Bottom of 10th we go in Hattiesburg, Mississippi at Pete Taylor Park this afternoon. Tyler Roark back out and throwing another freshman right-handed arm for Monroe. Christian Ostrander and his ball club battling, trying to find their way to walk this ball game off in this game 1 of this 3-game set. 7, 8, and 9 in the order. Higdon's 0 for 2 today. He did walk back in the 3rd inning. He was left stranded 90 feet away at 3rd base. As Roark begins, and he goes a fastball low here. Roark's a guy, he can extend his last 3 appearances on the year. He's gone 3 innings, 3 innings, and 4 innings across those 3 appearances. So he's sort of that not just closer, but sort of stopper role. There you see the cutter inside to Ben Higdon, and it's 3 balls and no strikes. Higdon will be taking fastball middle for a strike. (3-1), good pitch. Well, I'm not sure if that was some form of breaking ball, if the cutter just had that much action to it. The count goes to full. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Roark kicks and fires. Higdon rips this off the leg of Haggard, And Ben Higdon will beat it out.
Well, big for the Eagles to get that leadoff runner on. Higdon definitely hit that ball hard. Took a funny bounce and then went off of Haggard's leg. Of course, it hangs around the infield to where Lewis is able to pick it up and make it a somewhat close play at first base after getting it over to Roark.
Tucker Stockman has popped the bunt up. It would be the second sacrifice today for Tucker Stockman. He had one back in that third inning after Higdon had led off with a walk. He has also popped up in foul territory and grounded out to shortstop. Stockman's bunt pushes foul here.
Roark, just like Broadnax, just throws a steady dose of this same cutter slider type pitch, and needs to be something that this Eagles lineup begins to sit on and expect. It's been tough for Stockman to be able to get that down. I don't expect him to square around again. Just gonna, here it is. Sit on that same bench here, you gotta get it down.
Baseball's changing, Kurt. Tucker Stockman pulls this bat back for a ball.
But that third inning was the last real Golden Eagle threat when the leadoff runner got on and Higdon with that walk, and Stockman was able to sack him over. Ty Long got the base on balls to flip the lineup around. This time, not the same.
Stockman failed bunt attempt here. Into the book as a strikeout for Tyler Roark. And Ty Long will dig in. He is 0 for 2 today. Higdon's up at first base. Official scoring was reached on a fielder's error by Jake Haggard. So 1 on, 1 away, bottom of 10. Barrel here for Ty Long, out in the left field. Higdon a big turnaround second base, but couldn't try it with the location of the baseball, but a runner in scoring position for the top of this order.
Yeah, Ty Long picks up his teammate Tucker Stockman there and gets the hit. Presents the same scenario that would have been otherwise. Getting Higdon over to second base with 1 out here gives the top of the lineup a chance to push that winning run across.
So here's Seth Smith. Two on, 1 away. Smith will see one high and tight. Brady Cox quickly out. They have no action happening in the Warhawk pen. This is the man they want with the baseball and Tyler Roark. This has been more of a Southern Miss style of game. You look at that 16 runs produced by this Warhawk offense on Tuesday night. Their ball club, they hit almost even splits this ULM. 295 off left-handed hitting pitching, 299 off righties. Southern Miss a little more despairingly against left-handed pitching and right-handed pitching. Just trying to find a base knock. That's all the Golden Eagles are looking for. Seth Smith will sky one deep to right center field. Mosey is there. Tagging will be Higdon. He'll move 90 feet more. Put the winning run just 90 feet away for Joey Urban. Smith did a good job hitting that deep enough into the right side of the outfield to give Urban his opportunity. 2 on, 2 away. That's the cutter pitch out of the hand of Rourke. Missed up and in. (1-0) as Urban over the top and chops it foul. (1-1). Pitch was hung, skied down the right field line, and it will stay in the park, but on down and foul territory. And Urban's falling behind, a ball and 2 strikes. One-two pitch on the way. Fastball. Urban chased the 4-seamer up. Golden Eagles gonna leave 2 aboard. It's a battle in the Berg. What else did you expect in the Sun Belt Conference? We'll be back. Welcome back here in the top of the 11th inning. Longest game of the season for the Southern Miss Golden Eagles. They're 1-0 in extra inning ball games. Louisiana Monroe 1-1 in extra inning ball games. Theirs happened both in the Georgia State Series weekend against the Panthers of Georgia State. And so Colby Allen back out for work, Kirtland, here in this 11th inning.
Yeah, probably pitching a little bit longer than maybe anybody expected, but this ball game just keeps going. Both teams have their best stoppers in the game and trying to keep those offenses off the board, and both groups of hitters just trying to scratch the board one time and try to win a baseball game.
3, 4, 5 are up for the Warhawks. Bryce Blazer sees a sinker down low. Should be noted it'll be 3, 4, and 5 up for the Golden Eagles in the bottom half of this inning as well. Blazers 1 for 3 on the afternoon. Allen misses downstairs with a sinker low for a ball. Blazers ahead in the count. 2 balls, no strikes.
Really want to keep Blazer off first base, considering how many different things that this Warhawks squad could try to do in order to push him across the plate with Haggard, Aranda, and DuPont batting behind him.
Two-one offering. Blazer slices it foul. Yeah, I tend to believe these games typically hinge on the team that can find their way to get their leadoff man aboard in these extra inning ball games. As you sort of mentioned, boy, it brings forth all the options. The 2-2, Colby Allen unwinds. The slider misses down low. And we'll go to full. It's actually back-to-back Warhawks that have worked the full count against Colby Allen. Micah Dean did so last inning. Here's the payoff pitch. Sinker on a ground ball, just easy play over to Matthew Russo. He'll make the catch. Step on his bag, 1 away. Feels like a big out to begin this top of the 11th.
Yeah, I felt it very important to keep the left-handed hitting Blazer off first base with his stolen base ability and some of these guys coming up in the middle of the lineup for this ULM team.
Here is Jake Haggard. Foul tip for a strike. Just 24% of the time this season, opponents have gotten their leadoff batter aboard against Colby Allen. So his numbers holding true here. Good slider that Haggard yanks foul. Sped the bat up with the first pitch out in front of that second one. See Colby swaying in rhythm, likes to work very quickly. 54th pitch coming out of this relief appearance. That slider just missed outside. Really good location.
That was his good 0-2 slider. I don't think he was pleased with his 0-1 slider that was pulled foul. Really got on top of that one.
Off the handle here, chop foul.
Got Haggard kind of in between now. It's funny, even though Colby Allen is has two really good pitches, he has two pitches. Even if you guess right with Colby, a lot of times his stuff is so good, it's really hard to catch a barrel.
The 1-2 as Allen unwinds. This is a sinker that is grounded over to Ty Long. He's been strong at third base today. 5-3 into the book, 2 away.
Lots of action for Long at third base today. That fastball got in on the handle to Haggard.
Yeah, softly hit, 63 miles per hour exit velo. Long kind of stayed back on it. He showed that shortstop arm you alluded to earlier in the broadcast from deep in that 5 position. And here's Marcus Aranda.
Yeah, that was one of those pitches that would have broke your wooden bat if you were using a wooden bat there on Haggard.
That's exactly right. Change up from Colby Allen to begin the AB to Marcus Aranda. First change up by my count from Colby thrown. And excuse me swing, Russo will take a spinner up off the turf, step on the bag, 1, 2, 3, down go the Warhawks. Bottom of the 11's on tap in Hattiesburg. We'll be back. Here we go, bottom of the 11th this afternoon. It's been a similar line score for both of these clubs. A run, 6 hits, 1 error for the Warhawks, 1 run, 6 hits, no errors for the Southern Miss Golden Eagles. Each team a starter and a stopper, that's all to speak of. Adam Brodnax was spectacular. Tyler Rohr has entered in the 9th inning, induced a double play after Brodnax went 8 1/3 innings of work. So their stoppers into the ball game. Colby Allen entered the ball game in the 8th inning after Grayden Harris gave a 7-inning performance in his start. And here's Kyle Morrison to lead it off. It's 3, 4, and 5 up for Southern Miss. Change up to begin to Kyle Morrison for a ball. Home run type cut by Kyle Morrison as he chased a cutter low in the zone. Tyler Rohr's ready again, the 2-1. Another cutter, Camo looking for it, just can't find it. And it goes to 2 balls and 2 strikes. Rourke unwinds, that one down low, trying to sort of back foot a cover to cutter to Kyle Morrison. Camo's worked it to 3-2. Stays alive. Baseball game has been tied up since the bottom of the 4th. Hanging breaking ball that Morrison just chops foul. Good take by K-Mo. That was a cutter that missed up in the zone. And Morrison will lead the inning off with a walk.
Once again, very important to get your leadoff runner on if you're trying to push one across the plate to win this baseball game. You got the meat of the Southern Miss lineup here. Morrison was able to battle his way onto first base with Gillespie and Russo, who are coming off 2 knocks apiece. I'm sorry, 1 knock apiece, 2 knocks in their last 2 at bats. You got to like the spot that you're in.
So Christian Ostrander, Travis Creel out to talk with Davis Gillespie here. Gotta believe it's about the sequence that they're seeing right now from Tyler Rourke. I would imagine it's full-on scouting report of what to decide to do here.
Yeah, it's just got, you know, hey, what are you seeing? How are you feeling? Are we going to lay one down? What are we going to do early in the count versus later in the count?
Gillespie does not have a sacrifice bunt on the season. Here he goes looking for his first. So pull it back, Rourke wide of the plate. Doesn't have one in his career, I'm told.
He's the guy that you're usually sacking. You're sacking to get him in the box.
That's right. Davis pushes it down. They are going to call it a foul ball, says Charles Busey.
Kind of bailed the Eagles out on that one.
Yeah, that could have been the rare 2-6-3 DP as well. He did. He fielded it in foul territory. 1-1. Gillespie sees the cutter on the inner half. You can see him frustrated. I think he was looking for it, got it, but took it. A ball and 2 strikes, nobody out. Morrison just walked. Rourke fires wide of home plate. Count evens up. 2 balls, 2 strikes in the bottom of the 11th inning. Fires again, Gillespie just underneath it, back to the screen. It's been a couple of them just in that dangerous zone to Davis Gillespie. Just not a lot of comfortable cuts though. The 2-2 pitch, Gillespie goes down. It's a ground ball to DuPont. His throw to second base, in time to throw to first, not in time. Gillespie hustling out of the box. Gets a board on the fielder's choice. 1 on, 1 away.
Just a good pitcher's pitch that Gillespie had to try to protect his zone with. Fortunately, was able to stay out of the double play.
Matthew Russo rips this down the right field line. Into the corner. Gillespie's around 2. Travis Creel's waving Gillespie home.
No tag yet.
Ball game.
And boy, Matthew Russo hit the ball hard all day, and especially in his last 2 at-bats. That last one counting for the run that wins this baseball game.
It is the 7th walk-off win of the season for the Southern Miss Golden Eagles. It's the 3rd for Matthew Russo. They just needed to get it to the bull, and he took care of the rest. Good job by Davis Gillespie, hustling from first all the way home. The catcher, Zach White, had lost the baseball, and Matthew Russo is our South Mississippi Chevy Dealers player of the game with the walk-off hit. What a ball game, Kirtland.
Boy, oh boy, and there's more to come here at the Pete today, but great job by the Golden Eagles getting the run they needed to win this baseball game. Not too much offense, but definitely some excitement.
Without a doubt, the Golden Eagles win it 2-1 in the bottom of the 11th inning. His third walk-off win of the season for Matthew Russo. For Chris Kirtland, I'm Jason Baker. For our statistician magician, Marty Wyndham. I wouldn't go too far off that couch. Just a couple minutes to heat yourself up something to eat, drink, and get ready. We're going to do it again this afternoon. Game 2 will be on tap right here as you watch Sun Belt Conference baseball on the ESPN app.